this school, this community, you know, it was a place where everyone got along, everybody. This is the one-room black schoolhouse that is still standing today, and I attended, being the last kindergarten class that attended here before we integrated into the Herculaneum High School. Inside this building, we actually had 8 classes. There were, each row represented a grade, and being in kindergarten, my class, my row was next to the window. The fall of 1956, Robert and I went into the first grade at Herculaneum. Often people ask me what it was like to be in a segregated school and then coming to the all-white school as we integrated in '57. We didn't know a lot of what was going on, but being in the all-black school, that was our whole world. Our church, our school, our community was all in one place, and that was my whole world other than venturing to what we called the downtown area. In coming to the being integrated into the school, if I look back, there was no problems. None whatsoever. Robert and I were in the same class, but the teachers, there was no malicious anything done. The students didn't, they didn't say anything to us, and maybe it was because we were so young and they were young. So it was all a new experience for us. So for me to become, with all the social turmoil going on in the world, I shouldn't say in the world, but in the southern states and the marches and everything else, it was not felt by the student body here. They could not even identify with it, I believe. But for me, being black, it meant a lot for Martin Luther King, and I couldn't understand why in the world were they not getting along down there when we were getting along. My generation saw the change. We saw this shifting. This place was packed. There were so many people and lights, and I remember Robert running out. They were holding him the football team in the locker room, and so they were really excited to come out, and so Robert was finally on the field whenever they announced that I became homecoming queen. So it was a big to-do. As I said earlier, I was really in shock. I didn't believe that I had won to begin with. But during that time, people said, well, what were you thinking about? And my thoughts were, why was Herculaneum so different? Now this was October of 1968. And so there was still a lot of turmoil going on, social turmoil going on with the black and white race in the southern states. And then Martin Luther King was killed that same year. So those thoughts is what actually went through my head. It's why is Herculaneum High School so different? And the difference was the children. In coming through the schools, really you didn't see black and white. We were all together in one group, and the election of homecoming queen at the high school, the parents couldn't interfere, the teachers couldn't interfere. The students set the candidates, they set the voting, and read the results. And so, it really made a difference. And I thought, well, maybe at that time I kept thinking maybe I did make a difference.